Hi everyone, it's Library Linda, and I'd like to welcome you to this week's edition of Did You Know? Did you know that the full moon that we had on the 28th was called the full worm moon? According to the Farmer's Almanac, the full worm moon is called that because the ground is finally warm enough for worms to come out and the robins to come to feed on them. A sure sign of spring. It's also called the Paschal full moon because it's the first moon after the vernal equinox, which means Easter will be the following Sunday. Did you know on March 28th of 1881, P.T. Barnum's Museum of Oddities merged with James Bailey's circus? This created the greatest show on earth. Then P.T. Barnum acquired the African bush elephant Jumbo, and after 31 weeks of having shows, they made $1.75 million. Did you know on March 28th of 1979, the 3 Mile Island disaster took place? It was the worst accident in the history of nuclear power. The 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant was built on a sandbar in the Susquehanna River, just south of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Early that morning, a pressure valve on Unit 2 failed to close, draining radiation-contaminated water into adjoining buildings. Plant operators misread the situation and shut down the cooling pumps, which caused the temperature to rise to 4,000 degrees. It wasn't until 8 p.m. that operators finally realized their mistake and restarted the pumps, and the unit started to cool. Did you know, on March 29th of 1848, the water going over Niagara Falls stopped flowing for 40 hours? Ice jammed up where Lake Erie meets the Niagara River. This is what caused the water to stop flowing. Did you know, on March 29th of 1974, a Chinese farmer named Zhao Kangmin discovered a terracotta army? The village where Zhao was living was experiencing a drought. He and a few of the other men in the village set out to dig a well. So far, over 8,200 clay statues have been found. These statues are believed to have been buried 2,000 years ago to guard the tomb of China's first emperor, King Shi Hung, and they're all lined up as if ready to go to battle. Did you know, on March 31st of 1889, the construction of the Eiffel Tower was completed? The tower was built for the Paris exhibition to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the French Revolution. Named after the architect who designed it, Alexander Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower took 2 years, 2 months, 5 days to be completed, with 7,300 tons of iron and 2,500,000 rivets. Did you know that April 1st of 1582 was the date of the very first April Fool's Day? New Year's Day used to be celebrated on April 1st. Then when we went from using the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar in 1582, New Year's Day was moved to January 1st. Those who still celebrated New Year's Day on April 1st were considered April Fools. It became common practice then to play jokes and tricks on those April Fools. Did you know that April 2nd is National Ferret Day? Not only is April 2nd National Ferret Day, but April is Adopt a Ferret Month, used to educate the public on the intelligence of domesticated ferrets. I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Did You Know? And I hope you join us again next week. Bye-bye.